Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. The former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, how influential is he? Can he be able to influence the outcome of 2027 election? Now that the opposition leaders and the ruling party have turned his residence in Kaduna to a Mecca of a sort. That is what we are going to unravel in this video. Whether Buhari has any ability to turn the election one way or the other. That all these leaders are flocking to Kaduna at his residence for one thing or the other ahead of the 2027 election. Of course, you must have heard that the national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, he has led a delegation of the National Working Committee of the party to go and meet with the former president Muhammadu Buhari in Kaduna. Now, before this meeting by APC National Working Committee with Buhari, recall also that the former vice president and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 presidential election, along with some other prominent politicians, including the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, had previously met with President Muhammadu Buhari. And El-Rufai said something interesting when he met after their meeting with Buhari. He said that you people shouldn't be worried. We are irrelevant. We can't do anything. Shouldn't be worried that we met with Buhari. But shortly after that meeting, the APC leadership met with Buhari. Now, even before the meeting with the opposition leaders, Buhari had met with governors of the All Progressive Congress. They visited him also in Kaduna. I think that one was led by Governor Hope Uzodinma, who I believe is the chairman of the APC Governors Forum. But in these meetings, it was being alleged that Buhari group in the APC alliance, that they are unhappy with Tinubu administration, that they were sidelined by Tinubu. And that being sidelined by Tinubu, they are trying to assert themselves, either to go and join SDP or any other party to fight Tinubu in 2027 election. Okay, so that's what is being believed. Now, having that in place, APC people now rushed to go and meet Buhari to tell him to stay on course. And of course, the spokesperson of Buhari, Garbashiro, said that Buhari insisted that he's a loyal member of the APC. He's not going anywhere. He is with APC, he's a loyal party member. Now that brings us to the question, how influential is Buhari to be able to influence the outcome of 2027 election? The truth be told, Buhari's influence has waned so drastically that I don't think that Buhari has any influence. I listened to the Ali Ndume saying that Tinubu should be worried because of people visiting Buhari. I don't think so. What should be worried is the opposition coalition. If they think that Buhari can be of any help to them, Buhari cannot be of any help to them. They better ignore Buhari and move on. Buhari was in power and failed to exercise power to determine the outcome of the APC presidential primaries. Buhari was the leader of the party. He was the numero uno of the party. He was the one that supported Ahmad Lawan to be the presidential candidate of the party. And he didn't have the capacity as president to be able to push Ahmed Lawan. Of course, many people kicked against that because it's against the rotational principle in Nigeria that after 8 years of Buhari, power should go to the south. But he backed him. But how did Buhari back him? He was lukewarm, because if he had stood his ground and told the delegates that I want to deliver Ahmad Lawan as the presidential candidate of the APC, it would have made a lot of difference. But he didn't do anything of such. He was lukewarm. In fact, despite the fact that he supported Ahmad Lawan to be his successor, when El-Rufai asked him who should the delegates from Kaduna State vote for, Buhari said they can vote for anyone they like. Can you imagine that? So somebody who acts like that when he has all the powers to be able to determine the outcome of APC presidential primaries, how can you now go to him when he's out of power, wielding no influence whatsoever that he can be able to be of help to anybody? He never wanted Tinubu to be the president. His supporting Tinubu was an afterthought when Ahmad Lawan fell. So somebody who could not even enforce his position that he backed Ahmad Lawan, how can he now help Tinubu or help the opposition to bring up any candidate that will be acceptable to Nigerians? I think the whole idea of going to him, I don't know those who came with it. I think it was just a gimmick that the opposition came up with to frighten the APC. But even the APC is not supposed to be frightened, knowing how Tinubu was able to maneuver Buhari, and when Tinubu was not in power, now Tinubu is in power. What the opposition should be rallying around now is to see a candidate from the south that could be able to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu and rally around that person. That is what they should be doing, and ensure that mechanisms are put in place to defend the votes. That they should listen to Chibike Rotimi Amechi when he was saying that you have to conscientize Nigerians to be able to die for their votes, to vote and defend your vote, because that's the only way the opposition can be able to overcome the rigging machine of the APC. Because the APC, they are going to rig the election. There's no doubt about it. There is no way APC will win a free and fair election in Nigeria with what Nigerians are passing through. It is difficult for them to win free and fair election, just like it was difficult for them to win the 2023 election, which they lost. But for INEC's deliberate switching off of the transmission of the result of the presidential election, we would have been talking about a different thing today. So the thing that the opposition should concentrate on is not on visiting Buhari. Buhari cannot have any impact whatsoever. Already the grassroots people in the north, they have seen the Tinubu's 8 years demystified Buhari. Buhari's 8 years demystified Buhari. So Buhari has nothing to offer them. Under his leadership, insecurity increased in the north, including in his own home state, Kaduna. Kaduna, there was no IDPs, but under Buhari, 12 local governments were locked down by bandits who are controlling it, and they are still controlling a substantial part of Kaduna state to date. Poverty increased to an unprecedented proportion. And it was under him that Nigeria became the poverty capital of the world. So there's nothing. Even the Talakawas cannot rally around anybody because Buhari said so. Because Buhari was a total failure as far as they are concerned. So that's my take on Tinubu, on Buhari being influential ahead of 2027. Now that all these people, both the ruling party and the opposition groups, have now turned his residence in Kaduna to a Mecca of a sort. They're just wasting their time. That's my take on it. Because recent history showed that Buhari as president couldn't determine the outcome of the 2023 presidential election because Tinubu was not the person he wanted as APC candidate. Yet, as president and commander-in-chief, he couldn't push for Ahmed Lawan, the former Senate president, who was his candidate. If he failed when he was in charge to put his candidate, what made anybody think that he can be able to put anybody, help anybody to become president in 2027? I do not think so. That's my take. Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.